Okay, this is going to be my Extreme Rules 2013 review. It took place in St. Louis, and overall it was an okay show. Didn't live up to the whole extreme you know name that I would expect it to, and especially when you compare it to last year's. I think last year's was held at such a high level, and everyone was really looking to compare the two together. But honestly, Brock versus Cena was such a huge match. And that match alone, I think, just trumped over everything on this show. But this show was enjoyable for the most part. It wasn't nothing, too amazing, but there were a couple good matches and a couple matches that I feel didn't live up to the expectations that I had for them. And Jericho vs Fandango opened the show. It was an okay match, solid throughout, nothing too bad to really talk about. Jericho beat Fandango as he came off the top rope, turned into a code breaker. It was fine, nothing too good. Dean Ambrose versus Kofi Kingston. Now this match, I think it was pretty evident that the Shield was going to walk out with the title, so it was kind of a matter of could the obvious kind of be turned against us. And there was a point where I thought Kofi was going to win after the Trouble in Paradise to the outside, but Dean Ambrose was able to do the headlock DDT, whatever it is, and he won. So it was a fine match, nothing outstanding, nothing bad, but I would say your typical Raw matches, is the best way I can put it when I say fine. Next match, Mark Henry versus Sheamus. Now this match I had high expectations for because this match was built up. I'd say, besides the main event, it was one of the better built matches, and I was expecting Mark Henry to do something incredible because, like a lot of people have been saying, the whole feat of strength, he's been showing how strong he is. So I would have had Mark Henry win, and I would have had him win in a way where it's like, damn, like look what he just did to win the match. And one of the things people were throwing out there is have Mark Henry drag the ring. He can drag two trucks. Why can't he drag a wrestling ring? And but it didn't happen. It also didn't get as much time as I would have liked. And the ending was kind of whatever. Sheamus touched all three, and then Mark Henry was just standing there. I didn't. It was an okay match, but I really expected more out of that one. And then the I Quit match. Not a fan of this. The thing with Del Rio and Swagger, their matches really drag. I don't know if it's those two together or just, I'm not a big fan of the two. And not to mention the ref kept asking every 10 seconds, do you want to quit? Do you want to quit? Like he would give a clothesline and then, do you want to quit the match? Like no, like imagine Rock versus Mankind in their I Quit match. Like if the ref was after every chair shot asked Mick Foley if he wanted to quit, there would have been like 32 or whatever. It's not necessary. You should only be asking after huge moves. And we had the Shield versus Team Hell No. It was okay. Daniel Bryan really put it all out there, and Kane and Daniel Bryan really work well as a tag team. I never really noticed how smooth they are together. I guess working together so much, they really developed a good chemistry together. But I'm sure they'll have another rematch tomorrow on Raw, and then they'll probably move on to other things. But it was fine. The Shield new champions. Randy Orton versus Big Show. This match was pretty good. It was the match of the night up until the main event. Good spots, and Orton bringing back the punt, and also two RKO's. And Big Show was able to kick out. And one, he didn't get pinned, but second, didn't even sell. But it led to the finisher, which being the punt. Everyone on Twitter enjoyed it. Everyone, obviously in the crowd, enjoyed Randy Orton's presence. So that was a good match. I enjoyed that one. Orton ended up winning that. WWE title match, John Cena versus Ryback. Now this match was another surprising match. I thought it started off a little slow, but it picked up through the middle all the way to the end. Let me just start off by they beat the hell out of each other. There were so many times where I thought that was it, but he would get up at 9, and I think the crowd was expecting something huge to happen also because Ryback would hit the shell shock. The crowd would just not care because I think they knew Cena would get up and Cena would hit the AA, and same thing, not that much of a reaction. So I think the crowd kind of went into the match thinking that something big's going to happen, and they're kind of waiting for that huge spot, and that's what they had. Both of them going through I guess it's the stage setup, and both got carried out in a stretcher. And I think when the match was announced, called it to be a draw, but I really thought the Shield would interfere. But it was a draw, obviously, but now I think the Shield's kind of moved on from Cena and Ryback. Unless their first challenger, Cena and Ryback for the tag titles against, they've done it before, and I can see that happening again. Because I'm sure they're going to have another rematch at the next pay-per-view. And your main event, Lesnar vs. Triple H. It was good. I would say it was, I haven't watched the WrestleMania match, but I did enjoy it more than the SummerSlam match. Lesnar hurting his knee. I don't know if that was legit or if, I don't know. I'm sure it was just for show. But Lesnar's so good at selling his injuries like he's actually hurt. Triple H hiding the sledgehammer. Thought that was cool, and ended up using it against himself. And Lesnar pins him, and I'm surprised. Actually, I am surprised. I wanted Lesnar to win. I thought Lesnar would win, but there's always that slight possibility that Triple H would come out on top. This wasn't one of those times, and I'm happy for that. And yeah, so Lesnar kind of left Triple H laying there. Who knows what's next? I'm sure Lesnar's going to disappear for a while. Maybe Triple H will get another rematch. I hope not. But overall, it was an okay show. Nothing too spectacular, but then again, nothing too bad. And I'll see you guys in the next video.